Right. So we've been hearing about the third wave and how we, the common people, can determine its intensity. So I read Nancy Bristow's book on the American pandemic of 1918. I wanted to understand how the government, media, and the people responded back then to the pandemic. More specifically, I wanted to understand, were there any lessons in it on how to motivate large numbers of people to do or not do something? And yes, there were. Their persuasion was simple. Appeals were topical and made parallels to the ongoing war with Germany. The advice was focused on tips on when to wash hands, etc., about staying at home to be safe and keeping windows open. The communication was factual and numbers driven. Few appeals were there to our sense of social responsibility. Did you notice that emotion, specifically fear as a motivator, was completely missing? Nancy Bristow had the same insight. And so I leaned into today and I discovered that we are following the same approach as we were back then. Logic, fact, details, advice. Unfortunately, it proved to be ineffective in 1918 and it seems to be fairly ineffective now. We continue to use the 1918 playbook to motivate large numbers of people, though the world has moved on and research has moved on. For example, in the interim, we've had so many studies to prove that campaigns that stimulate high levels of fear, for example, the ones on tetanus and the ones on cancer and smoking, tend to make the people motivated to do that which the recommender is recommending. Well, never mind the government. For me, the insight was that when we want to influence large numbers of people, we need to go back to the basics and consciously decide which of Aristotle's 3 principles we should use. Logos, as in logic, facts, numbers. Pathos, as in emotions of love, fear, happiness. Ethos, as in ethics, social responsibility, rules, right versus wrong. Well, that was my insight, and I'd love to hear your comments and views on how you think we can motivate large numbers of people to follow our recommendation.